And I can look back over my life and tell you that there's never been one moment when I've experienced God's absence. And I feel like that lesson gets louder and louder the older I get, that He's not a faraway deity. He's not a dispassionate God. He's an up close, personal Savior. He is for us. He loves us. Even when we can't see around the corner of our circumstances, we can trust in God's goodness. Hey y'all, my name is Lisa Harper. I am a 57-year-old vocational Bible teacher. My claim to fame, well, first of all, is that I'm a Christ follower. And then secondly is I got to become Missy's mom through the miracle of adoption. So I became a mama the year I turned 50, went through menopause and motherhood at the same time. My little girl is from Haiti and her name is Melissa Price Harper, and she is extraordinary. The way I've seen God's faithfulness in both the pinnacles, kind of the high points, and the valleys, the low points of my life, is that His presence is always accessible. His presence is palpable. Recently, we had a big snow in Tennessee, which is unusual for us. And so I got to go sledding with Missy, and we laughed so hard. We just belly laughed. At one point, I rolled down the hill in front of our house, and I could just almost sense God guffawing while I'm howling laughing with this little miracle daughter He brought to me through adoption. But I can almost sense our Creator Redeemer laughing at the same time. He's so for us. And then, of course, there have been seasons in my life where there's such grief, even recently, when I lost a dear friend to suicide, where God's presence was so tangible. And He promises in Psalm 34 that He's close to the brokenhearted. And so He laughs when we laugh. Of course, being anthropomorphic there, but I think He literally laughs. And then I believe it breaks His heart when we're grieving, when we're broken, and He comforts us. Someone asked me recently what the process of adopting my little girl was like. And I told them that it was like hiking up a mountain in rollerblades in a thunderstorm. It took 2 years. And I brought her home on April 14th, 2014. There were several times during that process where it looked like I wouldn't get to bring her home. Missy's health was really precarious, and several physicians told us she actually wouldn't live to make it home. She's 11 years old, healthy as a horse today. But I would do it all over again. Even the hard spots, even the dark nights of the soul, times when I had to leave her in an orphanage in Haiti, I would do it all over again because God's presence was so thick during that season. It was such a miracle. Even the journey, was just a miracle in His faithfulness, in His sovereignty. Yeah, I think our culture has gotten caught up in a lot of comparison thinking, especially with the advent of social media. It's really easy to open the phone and look at somebody else's life who has, higher metabolism and hair that's not chemically dependent and perfect children, and it looks like a perfect life through filters. And I heard someone say recently that comparison thinking is mutually destructive. It either makes us feel smug or it makes us feel small. God made all of us in His image, every single human being in His image with His thumbprint. And I think when we are intentional about looking for God's thumbprint in the people that we have the privilege of rubbing shoulders with, it just changes at least our little corner of the world. We begin to realize that everybody we get to do life with is worthy of respect, whether or not they recognize Jesus yet as their Savior. They have imbued dignity because they bear God's thumbprint. And so I think it would behoove us to do a little less scrolling on our phone and a little more eye-to-eye connecting to really love the image bearers that God allows us to do life with. This is an excerpt that I love from Jesus Always. Sarah wrote this: "Look for signs of my unseen presence as you walk along the path of life. Gratefulness opens not only your heart, but also your eyes. When you know me intimately, you can find me in the myriad tiny details as well as in the big picture of your life. Take time to notice all my blessings, small and large, and to thank me for them. This practice will help you enjoy my many gifts."